Good morning, everyone. Have a seat. Good morning to all speakers. Today, motion addresses a transformation that is not loud, but deeply impactful. It is a transformation that affects not only businesses, but the daily emotional experiences of nation consumers. In a society where digital platforms dominate communication, organizations are increasingly relying on social media to manage customer service, complaints, preference, and engagement. The motion before this House is the increasing reliance on social media for customer service, enhancing or degrading the quality of customer relationship in nation. This is not a debate about whether social media exists. It is not a debate about whether companies should use technology. This debate asks a deeper question. Does the way companies communicate today strengthen or weaken the trust, loyalty, and emotional connection between businesses and customers? On the right side, we have the government team who will argue that social media enhance customer relationship when implemented responsibly, using Aon Malaysia as their case study. On the left side, we have the opposition team who will argue that reliance on social media degrades customer relationship, using Life Malaysia as their example. This debate will proceed in a parliamentary format, allowing for points of information, debaters, and direct clash. Speakers are reminded that this debate is not merely about winning arguments, but about demonstrating insight, reasoning, and relevance to nation society. Members of the House, this is not ultimately a debate about how trust is built in a digital age. Now, I invite the first government speaker to open the case for the government.
Thank you, moderator. On behalf of the government, I rise to strongly and confidently support this motion. Before we decide whether social media enhances or degrades customer relationship, we must first redefine what a customer relationship actually means in the modern Malaysian context. In the past, customer relationship were through first physical interaction. Second, we have face-to-face communication, and lastly, long-term familiarity with staff. However, today Malaysian consumer life lives in a very different reality. Customers juggle work, studies, family, and community. They do not have the luxury of time. As a result, relationships today are built through first, speed of response, consistency of communication, emotional reassurance, transparency, and accountability. Social media has become the natural environment for this interaction. Customers do not see social media as a secondary channel. They see it as the most accessible and least intimidating way to communicate. Aon Malaysia understands this shift. Aon uses social media platforms not merely to respond to complaints, but to actively manage customer expectations throughout the entire customer journey. Before shopping, promotion store our product availability. During shopping, we have membership points, price clarification, outlet issue. After shopping, returns, refunds, complaints, and feedback. This constant engagement reduces uncertainty. Uncertainty creates anxiety. Anxiety damages trust. By reducing uncertainty, Aon builds confidence. Confidence extends trust. Trust depends relationship. Therefore, social media does not weaken customer relationship. It's modernized and strengthens them.
I apologize. May I interrupt you, Mr. Moderator? Point of information. Isn't this just convenience? Convenience does not equal emotional connection.
Thank you, opposition teams. The opposition present a false dichotomy between convenience and emotion. In reality, convenience is emotional. When customers are forced to wait, repeat themselves, or case answer, they feel ignored. Feeling ignored damages emotional connection. Ion's timely response communicate respect. Respect is emotional. Emotional respect with loyalty. Empathy is not about physical presence. It is about acknowledgement, responsibility, and resolution. Ion demonstrate all three through social media.
Thank you for both speakers. The debate has now established the first core clash, whether accessibility and speed enhance emotional trust or merely create superficial interaction. We will now move to the opposition alternatives.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, while the government praises speed and accessibility, they ignore emotional depth. Using T-Life as our example, customer complaints often involve wrong orders, inconsistent taste, outlet hygiene, or staff behavior. When customers reach out on social media, they are frequently met with generic responses, such as, "Please DM us your details." This creates an illusion of care rather than genuine engagement. Customers feel redirected, not resolved. Redirection signals avoidance, and avoidance weakens emotional trust. Customer relationships are not built on speed alone. They are built on empathy, ownership, and resolution. Over-reliance on social media reduces complex human interactions into scripted replies. Thus, reliance on social media degrades customer relationships by prioritizing efficiency of sincerity.
Moderator, may I interrupt?
Sure.
Is the opposition criticizing social media or poor execution by the safety company?
Thank you for the question. Mr. Moderator, companies choose how they implement social media. Poor outcomes are a direct result of reliance.
Respectfully, Mr. Moderator, poor implementation is not a platform failure. Aon proves that structured, empathetic social media engagement enhance relationships.
Thank you for both speakers. Now, we will move to second arguments. I will invite the speaker two, government speaker two, to start the arguments.
Thank you, Moderator. One of the greatest frustration customers face in fragmentation. Fragmentation occurs when customers are transferred repeatedly, forced to repeat complaints, and left without updates. Aon addresses this by using social media as a relationship continuity system. Every interaction is documented. Every conversation has context. Customers are not treated as isolated incidents. They are treated as ongoing relationships. Being remembered matters. Being remembered builds emotional security. Aon also integrates social media with its internal service team. Simple issues are resolved immediately. Complex issues escalate transparently. Transparency reduces frustration. Reduced frustration preserves trust. Furthermore, social media allows Aon to analyze patterns. If multiplied customers complain about the same issue, Aon responds proactively. Proactively shows its responsibility. Responsibility strengthens credibility. So this is not just customer service, this is relationship management.
excuse me moderator, but customer are still redirected.
So, redirection without explanation is abnormal. Redirection with clarity is guidance. So, Aeon explains why explanation is necessary. Customers understand the process. Understanding reduces anger. Reduced anger preserves the relationship. Social media is not endpoint. It is the bridge. A bridge that leads to resolution strengthens relationship.
Thank you for both speakers. Now, we will move to second experiment about expectation gap and operational limitation. I will invite speaker 2 to start the arguments.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The government will emphasize picture. T-Life customers approach social media expecting immediate resolution. Instead, they receive delayed replies or referrals of two outlets. This creates an expectation gap. Unmet expectations lead to disappointment. Disappointment erodes trust. And erode trust damage relationships. Social media limits detailed explanations. Beverage quality issues cannot be resolved through brief message. Thus, reliance on social media weakens operational effectiveness.
Sorry to interrupt. Is not the expectation gap a result of miscommunication rather than social media itself?
Thank you, Speaker 3. Companies create expectations by advertising social media as customer service.
Thank you for both speakers. So now, we will move to the experiment 3 about accessibility and long-term loyalty. I will invite speaker 3 from the government.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The opposition defines ethics narrowly as privacy. However, ethics also include honesty, responsibility, and accountability. Aeon demonstrates ethical behavior by acknowledging mistakes publicly, apologizing transparently, escalating sensitive issue privately. Public accountability increases pressure to resolve issue properly. Companies cannot hide behind silence. Customers trust companies that admit fault. Trust builds loyalty. Loyalty sustains long-term relationships. Social media fosters accountability. Accountability builds trust. Therefore, social media enhances customer relationships ethically.
Sorry to interrupt. Public apologies cannot replace personal reassurance.
Reassurance comes from resolution, not secrecy.
Thank you for both speakers. So now, we will move to the third argument. So I will invite the opposition speaker 3 to start their arguments.
Emotional security requires that. Gila social media engagement often lack to follow through. Customer feel pressure between creators and outlets. This fragmentation damage the consistency. When brands feel disconnected, loyalty collapse. This reliance on social media degrades customer relationship.
Thank you, opposition speaker 3. Thank you for both sides. Member of the House, we will now proceed into a dedicated debate session, where both teams will directly challenge each other for arguments. This session is designed to test not only the strength of evidence, but also the logic, consistency, and realism of each team case. I remind to all speakers that debaters should directly address arguments raised by the opposing team. So now, I invite the opposition speaker 1 to begin their debates. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Throughout this debate, the government has repeatedly argued that social media enhances customer relationships through accessibility, transparency, and consistency. However, what the government fails to acknowledge is that constant accessibility does not automatically translate into quality engagement. Now, using T-Life as our example, social media interactions often become repetitive and formulaic. Customers receive responses that acknowledge complaints but delay actual solutions. And over time, customers begin to perceive social media replies as symbolic rather than meaningful. Symbolic engagement weakens trust, and weak trust damages relationships. Furthermore, the government claims that public accountability builds credibility, but in reality, public platforms encourage reputation management and not genuine care. Companies prioritize appearing responsive rather than resolving issues thoroughly, and thus, the government's model sacrifices depth for visibility, and in doing so, degrades the quality of customer relationships.
May I interrupt? Point of information. Mr. Moderator, is the opposition suggesting that visibility and accountability are inherently negative?
Thank you for the instruction. Mr. Moderator, visibility becomes negative when it replaces sincerity. Social media pressures companies to manage image first, customer needs second.
Thank you for both sides. So now I will invite the government speaker one to start their response.
Thank you, Moderator. The opposition deputy all applaud the function that visibility and sincerity cannot coexist. In reality, social media increases the cost of insincerity. When companies perform without resolving issues, public backlash follows, reputation collapse quickly. This causes companies like Beyond to provide real outcome over empty gestures. Beyond does not engage symbolically, it follow through. That follow through is why customers continue to trust the brand. The opposition example proves for implementation, not that for failure.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Moderator. So, allow me to further dismantle the opposition's case. So, the opposition keeps framing social media as a shallow layer of competition. However, customer relationships today are multi-layered. They are no longer grouped in a single interaction. Aeon uses social media as a listening platform, a feedback loop, and a relationship continuity channel. That is not lost. It is distributed across interaction. Customers do not expect one message to solve everything. They expect honesty, updates, and accountability. So, Aeon delivers all these three. Thus, social media enhances relationship depth over time, not instantaneously.
Excuse me, Mr. Moderator, but customers still feel delayed and redirected.
Mr. Moderator, delay without explanation frustrates customers. Delay with transparency reassures them. Beyond explain delays, that explanation deserves trust.
Thank you for both sides. So now I will invite the opposition to start their response. I will invite the opposition speaker two to start their response.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The government continues to defend ideal conditions, but in reality, it's different. In practice, customers approach social media when they are already frustrated, when responses are delayed or generic, emotional damage has already occurred. T-Life customers dealing with wrong orders or poor service want immediate reassurance. Social media fails to deliver that emotional security consistency. Therefore, reliance on social media introduces risk into customer relationships.
Mr. Moderator, the opposition's argument once again covers our case. Social media does not create frustration. The problem does. Social media provides the fastest channel to acknowledge that frustration. AI response early acknowledgement prevents escalation. Prevention preserves relationship. No system guarantee perfections, but social media minimize damage faster than traditional system ever could. Thus, social media enhance customer relationships by reducing harm, not by promoting perfection.
Thank you for both teams. This representation highlights the crucial distinction. The opposition has focused on the risk of misuse. The government has demonstrated the benefit of responsible implementation. Member of the House, we now return to the final substantial round, where ethics, trust and long-term sustainability will be examined. So now, I will invite Government Speaker 1 to start their closing summary.
An honorable chair and member of the House, the government has demonstrated that reliance on social media, when implemented responsibly, enhance customer relationship. So, in the case of Beyond Malaysia, we show that accessibility, transparency and consistent engagement with confidence and trust. The opposition highlight for execution. Note that from challenge, in today's context, customer relationships are built on feeling care and respect, and social media enable this at scale. Therefore, the government firmly supports the motion.
Thank you for Speaker 1. So now, I will invite opposition team, Speaker 1, to start their closing summary.
Thank you, Mr. President. Honorable Chair and members of the House, the opposition maintains that excessive reliance on social media degrades the quality of customer relationships. Using T-Life Malaysia, we have shown how scripted replies, redirection, and limited empathy weaken trust. Customer relationships require emotional reassurance and human depth, not just digital speed. Thus, the opposition rejects the motion.
Thank you, Opposition Speaker 1. Honorable Judge and members of the House, today's debate has shown that social media can either strengthen or weaken customer relationship depending on how it is used. The government argued for structured and responsible implementation, while the opposition warned against over-reliance and emotional disconnect. Ultimately, relationship quality is shaped by organizational value rather than technology itself. With that, this debate is concluded. Thank you both sides. Honorable Judge, respected Speaker and Member of the House, today's debate has shown us that social media itself is not the problem. Now it is the solution. The true determination of customer relationship quality lies in how organizations choose to use it. The government has demonstrated that when social media is implemented with structured transparency and responsibility, as shown through MBA1113A, it enhances accessibility, good trust, and strengthens long-term customer relationships. The opposition has raised concerns rooted in misuse and poor execution. However, these concerns do not disprove the platform potential. They instead highlight the consequences of irresponsible management. Ultimately, this debate reminds us that technology does not replace human values. It amplifies them. With that, this debate is hereby concluded. Thank you for both sides. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.